Last week at TPC Craig Ranch, it was pedal to the floor offense. This week, Colonial's basically golf's version of a street fight in a phone booth. Tight fairways, tiny greens, swirling Texas winds, and one bad tee shot can completely wreck your round. Welcome in. It's Tee to Green here on Off the Hook Sports. The PGA Tour stays in Texas for the second leg of the Texas two-step this week. This week is a totally different change of pace. Last week at TPC Craig Ranch, pure offense. This week at Colonial, this place punches you right in the mouth. And then, can you get back up and can you recover? It's old school PGA Tour golf. Tight windows, tiny greens, shot shaping, patience. This is why Colonial still matters in the modern era of golf. It's Off the Hook Sports Talk that pays off, powered by Pikkit. Listen, if you're not using Pikkit to track your bets and check on your crew, you're betting blind. Go download the Pikkit app in the Google Play Store, the App Store. Follow us. And since we partnered with Pikkit, we are 5-2 on the Pikkit plays of the day. The Pikkit play of the day is posted on our X page at OTH Sports Pod. Pikkit play of the day. Taking the Habs, taking the home dog tonight. And that the puck drop that started at 8 o'clock, so we posted that. So we're going with the home dog tonight to even everything up. We got it at plus money, plus 141 was the line that we got it at. The line was moving a little bit, but it's on our X page at OTH Sports Pod, posted before the puck drop, so you can catch that there. But this is going to be like 95% of a golf show tonight, and then we'll touch on the NBA and NHL and a couple things off the rails, rapid fire, and then we'll get on out of here, and we'll be back maybe tomorrow, definitely Friday. But let's get right into the Charles Schwab Challenge this week at Colonial. And like I said, it's going to punch you right in the mouth. It's a lot different than TPC Craig Ranch last week. Last week, you had a bomber's paradise. Winning score was 30 under. Wyndham Clark won it. He switched out putters, won it. A little bit of a mental midget head case. But Wyndham Clark finally back in the winner's circle at 30 under TPC Craig Ranch last week. And a good outing from Siwoo Kim. Loser at 27 under. Scheffler, loser at 25 under. A lot of aggressive golf last week, and it was a birdie fest. Now, this week, Colonial, it's positional golf, strategy, accuracy. You're going to have a bunch of difficult approach shots. Your scrambling is going to matter. It's going to be a lot of patience. You're going to be going through your bag. You're not going to be just using driver and then, flipping a wedge into the green. No. You got to be strategic here in how you approach this course, and we'll give you everything you need to know. We'll make sure the card is posted before tee times tomorrow, but we'll give you some leans tonight, maybe one or two first-round leaders. Take a flyer on those guys, but we'll make sure we get you all the betting info that you need. So like I said, a lot different this week. So the PGA Tour basically... went from playing darts to playing chess in 1 week. Kind of like how we went from Aronimink to TPC Craig Ranch, and now we're going back to old school course where your patience and how you manage the course and can you go through your bag and get through it. So a little bit of history here on Colonial. 80 years hosting this tournament. Longest running non-major at the same venue on the PGA Tour. Past winners, of course, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, Jordan Spieth won here, and Justin Rose, all past winners. Defending champion Ben Griffin from last year. And it is Hogan's alley because Ben Hogan is a 5-time winner at this course. He's just dominated. Listen, if Augusta is Tiger's house, And Colonial was certainly Hogan's office for sure. And at Colonial, don't give a shit how far you hit it. They want to, Colonial basically wants to know, can you think your way around the golf course? And like I said, can you be strategic and go through your bag? It's going to take a lot of patience, and you're going to need to know how to work the course. And we'll get into some of these crazy holes and how it's going to play. Couple of things to note here with the course. Went through a restoration. Gil Hans restored the course, removed some trees, lowered the greens, restored the original sight lines, and went from 84 bunkers to 64, and brought in more Trinity River danger into play. So the restoration basically modernized Colonial without ruining its soul. Now, I said the other day when I was on here for Memorial Day, so my Spanish is terrible. 3 years of Spanish, and can't speak a lick. But a barranca is part of this redesign with Gil Hans. It's one of these deep sandy ditches or gully lined with native wild grasses and desert type plants, right? So from 2023 to 2024 is when they went through the redesigned course, and basically replaced a lot of the old drainage canals, artificial hazards, and added these natural looking features to improve the drainage and aesthetics. So there you go. The barranca is what its official name is. Now, what holes have it? A lot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 16, 17, and 18. You'll find that, and it's going to be interesting. Course is tight. Got to be strategic. Can be frustrating, and it's going to be a mental challenge. So think back a couple weeks ago to Ronimink. These guys were mentally and physically challenged at that course. It's going to be the same thing this week. Can't overpower this course. That is important. It's important to know as you're betting, and for the golfers playing, you can't overpower it. So it's going to be a lot different how they approach it. How the fairways. 6th narrowest on tour, about 29 and a half, maybe 30 yards wide. And then the greens, 5th smallest on tour, around 5,000 square feet. Greens in regulation from the rough, only 41% hitting greens in regulation when you're from the rough. What does that mean? If you miss the fairways, you are screwed and not going to be forgiven at all. So you got to be, again, it's not just, bombing it off the tee and spraying it everywhere. You want to be in the fairway, because if you're in the rough, your greens and regulation number is going to be right in the fucking toilet. Listen, finding the fairway isn't enough at this course. You have to find the right side of the fairway, and that's literally, if you ask players who played this, past winners, that's what they're going to tell you. And then the Texas winds come in here, right? So this course routing changes direction constantly, right? So these winds are going to be whipping around, and we'll get into the weather. So club selection is going to matter here. Shaping your shot is going to matter here. One hole, it's helping. The next hole, the wind is right in your face, smacking you right in the face, and then you get a crosswind. It's just going to make these guys uncomfortable all day. Plus, it's going to be hot as fuck. Texas heat. I mean, you're talking 90s, right? It's just going to be brutal conditions. Like I said, we'll get into the weather. So that's kind of a course overview. Let's get into some of these holes. All right. So hole number 1 is going to be the easiest hole on the course. It's a par 5. 47% birdie or better rate. So again, guys got to score early before Colonial starts throwing haymakers your way. So if you start off bad on hole 1, it's going to be a long round for you. And this is where it gets interesting. This is what we call the horrible horseshoe. Holes 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be interesting to watch. So you can see here, hole 3. Now, depending on where they have the tee box, you can play anywhere from 475 to 495. It's a par 4. You got an S curve right off the tee. bunkers left on the left side and long bunkers. There's a difficult approach angle here to the green. And the score is over par. I mean, all these holes, if you look here, the average score is over par. Now, in just these 3 holes, you're looking at, it's basically a par 11 over 1,200 yards. So again, toughest 3-hole stretch on the tour. Average score is almost 1 over, 11.76, if you're collectively adding that to get a par of 11 on these 3 holes. Bogey or worse, 42.3% of the field will get a bogey or worse in the stretch. Double bogey, almost 10% of the field will double bogey. Now, hole 4 is interesting to note. This is absolutely brutal. The birdie rate is only 8%. Bogey or worse, 21%. That is absolutely insane. And you can see hole 4 plays long due to the wind. And you got water, front and right, small green with a runoff. And you get to 5. Dog leg right off the tee. Trees and rough. It's going to be tight down the right side. And a 2-tier green is pretty well protected. So this stretch, this could make or break your round early, right? If you have a bad start on 1, maybe par 2, and then you get to these 3 holes and you completely shit the bed, you might as well just pack that round in and forget it. And then you get the winds and the heat. It's going to be interesting here. And one of the quotes I found from Ben Hogan, he said, "A straight ball will get you in more trouble at Colonial than on any course I know." Straight ball will get you in more trouble at Colonial than any course I know. It's going to be fun to watch. It's always fun to watch. So don't expect the scoring like you saw last week at 30 under. So, it's going to be interesting as they get through here. And going back to hole 3, you got thick rough too. Your approach shots, you're gonna get absolutely punished on your approach shots from 3. Small green, tough angle to the pin. I mean, par on these holes will feel like a birdie because if you look, like I said, the average score is over par. And then if you look at 4, like I said, this is one of the nastiest par 3s these guys are going to see all year. It's extremely long par 3. Might even play a little longer. 245, 250-ish is what this is going to play like. And on this hole, usually plays right into the Texas wind, and you got that small green. Misses short-sided everywhere. You're going to see it all weekend long. So what you're basically doing here in this hole, you're asking guys to hit a long iron or a hybrid into a tiny target while the wind is swirling around. Miss the green here, and that bogey is going to show up real quick on hole 4. And then we'll into 5. Like I said here, depending on where the tee is, 470, 480-ish. And then it just gets worse. So you think, all right, got through 3, got through 4, and you get to 5. And this might be, 4 is a long par 3, but hole number 5, even though it's par 4, 470 to 480-ish on the yardage, this could be possibly one of the toughest holes, if not the toughest hole on the course. It's a long uphill par 4, tight fairway. Your, again, approach shot is brutal. The green complex is a mess. 2-tier green, right? That's well protected. You got the trees and the rough are tight down the right side. Dog leg right off the tree. So, if players walk off 3 through 5 at even par at these holes, that's a win. They'll take that every day. You ask anybody. They know this is a brutal stretch. And it's, like, again, it's early in the round. So if they got a bad start on 1, bad start on 2, they better fix it before they get to the 3 tee box, or it's going to get interesting real quick here, and the round could be over. So, again, live betting too. We always say golf is great for live betting. So if you're live betting, this stretch is going to matter. If you're doing any live betting, it's huge for live betting. So if somebody's entering this horrible horseshoe, and it's possible you could be 3 under. This hole number one's the easiest hole in the course, and then two is not bad either. So it's possible. Maybe you get lucky, you get an eagle on one, you get a birdie on two. So you could be 3 under here. Yeah, I mean, you could walk away being maybe 2, maybe 3 over. You could give those strokes right back, right? So on these stretch of holes, and we'll get into a player profile for the entire tournament and this course overall, but for these 3 holes here in this stretch of the horrible horseshoe, you see that 10 times fast. You're going to need elite ball striking. This is where your patience is going to be tested. You get the wind, you get the heat, and I think there might even be a little rain in the forecast, but we'll get to that. Strong approach players here are going to do well, and you got to avoid mistakes. So we told you it's not a bomb and gouge course, not at all. So this is where your round, it could be make it or break it very early on. TPC Craig Ranch, we said it. It was a birdie fest. It was just scoring all day long, all weekend long. This week, Colonial, like I said, is a punch in the mouth, and it's going to bite back, and it's going to hit you hard. So let's take a look at some of the stats here. What kind of, what matters? Who's going to fit this course, right? So specifically, like we said, elite ball striking, your iron play. Now your strokes gained approach. This is going to matter. This is a big one for the guys playing at Colonial this week. And no Scheffler, no Spieth this week. I saw a lot of chatter online. People are like, I'm selling my ticket. How can these guys not play? They're from Texas, whatever. I mean, if they don't want to play, they don't want to play. Do I think they should play? Yeah, I think just because of the history of this course, I think they should play. I'd rather see them. Now, I understand Scheffler playing last week. He's defending champion, so we wanted to defend that and almost won it. But I'd rather see him sit out last week just because they spent $22 million at TPC Craig Ranch, and they wanted to get the score from Scheffler being 31 under last year. They were very unrealistic in their expectations and saying, we're going to get this down to 15 to 18 under, basically cut it in half. And they spent $22 million and they got one stroke better. The course, I mean, we know how the course plays. You're not going to do anything. It's going to be a birdie fest no matter what they do to it. I'd rather see them play this course and sit out last week because it's just a birdie fest. So again, this week, strokes gained approach. This is a big one here. Approach play is everything at Colonial. Why? We said it. Tiny greens, the pin placements will be difficult. It's a positional golf course, and elite iron play is going to matter here. If guys aren't dialed in with the irons this week, they're dead. Iron play is going to matter a lot here. Fairways hit and your driving accuracy. I mean, the quote from Ben Hogan, a straight ball will get you in more trouble at Colonial than any course I know. So, driving accuracy and the fairways hit. This course actually punishes bad drives. Why? Tree line, dog legs, tough angles of approach, the rough, right? I mean, the greens in regulation, if you're in the rough, is 41%-ish, right? So, the rough is going to matter a lot here than on these bomb and gouge courses. So right off the bat, players need to think right off the tee, and they need to be strategic in how they approach this course. Another thing to look for is scrambling, right? So you're not going to hit every green here at Colonial, right? Because the greens are tiny. You're going to have the difficult pin placements, difficult up and downs. You got shaved runoff areas, right? These guys that save par this week are the guys that are hanging around on Sunday, right? So, and then bogey avoidance, huge. This is absolutely huge for this tournament. You got, we just talked about the horrible horseshoe, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if those guys can get we said it's 1,200 yards for those 3 holes, par is 11. If those guys walk away parring those holes, it's a win for them. And you'll ask anybody, and they'll tell you it's a win. But again, bogey avoidance here because of the horrible horseshoe. You want to avoid your bogeys. Definitely don't want to miss on those holes. And we talked about the Texas wind. One hole could help you. The next hole, you get a crosswind, and it's whipping you in the face. It's going to be brutal. And then the heat, right? So avoid your bogeys. This is more survival golf this week in a birdie fest. Think of Ronimink. Not as tough pin placements, but it's a physical and mental challenge this week for these guys. Par 4. You got to score on the par 4 holes here. It's massive. These are the most important holes on the course are going to be the par 4s. Several long, demanding par 4s here. If you can dominate the par 4s here, a couple birdies, and score well here, you're probably going to be in contention on Sunday. All right. So again, they got to do well here. They got to squeak out a couple birdies on these long par 4s, and those guys will be in contention come Sunday. So, and then as far as what you don't want to overvalue here as you go through your picks and doing the live betting, driving distance. Do not overvalue driving distance. Distance matters way less here than most tour stops, right? Forget driving distance. Who cares? Who cares? You can hit it 350, 370. Nobody cares. It's the iron play, approach shots, your patience, and how you're going through your bag here. Colonial's an old school course. Again, we talked about it. You got to be strategic, and your discipline and how you approach this and your strategy is going to be rewarded here. So don't overvalue driving distance. Last week you could overpower it. Colonial, complete opposite. This is chess, not checkers. And then you say, all right, well, who fits this? Some of these players you look at, Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, he won it last year. Deki Matsuyama, he's kind of been up and down all year. I'm still waiting for him to find his groove and not there. Alex Smalley, another one. Keegan Bradley. So why these? And we'll get into other players besides these guys. But these guys are elite iron players. They're tactical in how they approach the course and how they move about the round. They grind it out, and their approach play is great. They're not launch monitor merchants here and just bombing it, right? They're tactical in how they maneuver, and you'll see that here. It's not about who makes the most birdies this week. It's about who avoids disaster this week. Again, not a bomber's course. Your approach, your strokes gained here on your approach shots. You got to have good drives, but again, you could also get punished for a good drive. It's possible. Greens in regulation are huge. Avoid your bogeys. Your scrambling is going to matter. Again, bent grass putting here, and your proximity with your wedges, short mid-iron play. All those are going to add up and be very important how these guys go through their bag this week and how they maneuver throughout this course. And again, that you're going to see it all weekend long. The horrible horseshoe is going to be eating guys up all week. You're going to see it the next 4 days, and then you get the winds, the heat. It's just going to be a mess for these guys if they start out bad. It's going to be a bad round. So as far as players, right? Some picks, some early leans. I did take. Well, I'll get to them when we get there. But a couple players that we talked about. I talked about the other day on Memorial Day when I was on here. Ludvig, right? The biggest thing with him is he can't finish. I mean, he is, and I'll show you the odds here. We'll pull up Pikkit and we'll go through the latest odds for that and show you guys that. But Ludvig is your favorite to win. Actually, let me pull that up right now. We'll go through some of these odds while I rip through some of these player stats here. Give me a second here. All right, so pulling up the odds here on Pikkit, and listen, if you're not using Pikkit, told you you're betting blind. Pikkit, track your crew, track your picks, get all your stats, all your analytics, all in one place with Pikkit, and this is everything. If you're the casual to the serious better, Pikkit has everything right at your fingertips. You can track the line movements here. So as you can see here, the nice thing too, you have all your books on your account. So it tells you right here, you don't need to pull up 25 different apps. You just tells you right here, ProfitX has the best odds on Ludvig, but he is the favorite heading into this tournament. And then you got Russell Henley, JT, Fowler, Bobby Mack. That one I don't agree with, and I'll tell you why. JJ Spahn, Ben Griffin, your defending champion, Smalley, Hideki, Harry Hall. But let's start with Ludvig because he is your favorite to win this outright. So, but again, we talked about he can't finish. That's been the story all year long. He's been right there, can't finish. So far, 2026, six top tens in his last 7 starts, 3 straight entering this week, and he tied for 4th at the PGA Championship. I mean, the guy might honestly be the best pure talent in the field this week. And again, this is no Scheffler, no Spieth, but it's about discipline and not just talent. So this is where, like I said, he's been right there. He just can't get it done. He's striping the ball well right now. He's top tier to green, elite ball striker, which a Colonial will reward you for that. But again, the issue is he gets himself into contention and then he just can't bring it home. Right. But he is your favorite going into this weekend. So we'll see. Can he get it done? We'll see what happens. And then Justin Thomas. This feels like a Justin Thomas course. It feels like, and he's been playing well this year, so this feels like a setup for him to do well and be right there Sunday afternoon. Would not be surprised if I see his name in the top 5, top 10 leaderboard going into Sunday. He's great, elite wedge player, elite iron player, creative shot maker. We talked about shaping shots here. That's going to matter. Strong short game, and his stock is just trending up and to the right all year long. So JT maybe makes a comeback here, and he did tie for 4th at the PGA Championship. He was right there, and he worked his way around Aronimink, was patient, and they didn't try to do too much there. He just took what the course was giving him and tied for 4th. So good effort from him going into this, and we'll see if he can get it done. And even some of like I think Golf Digest, they were high on him too, and you can see with the numbers here. I mean, not as short a number as Ludvig, but still good money. Plus 2,300 at DraftKings right now. So Golf Digest was also high on him because he does have wins at Sawgrass, Harbortown. So it fits this course. Those courses are kind of similar to this course. So you also won at Southern Hills, TPC Southwind. Those are all courses that are similar. How you need to be strategic and tactical as you approach the course. How you position it, your position on the course, and then your approach shots. And those are iron heavy courses too. So based on his past performance and past wins at those courses, I think he can do well here. Now, here's one that I did take. I did take Fowler. Talked about it on Memorial Day. Took him as the outright winner, and it just feels like Fowler's played so well this year. Struggled for a little bit at spots over the past couple of years. Turned it around last year, but this year he seems like Rickie's back, right? But this also sets up well for Fowler again, which is why you see that number here at almost plus 2,700 for Fowler on ProfitX. To me, I think that's a great number on Fowler. I thought his number when I looked at this, and even looking at this on Monday when I was on here, that number was a good number. I thought it'd be shorter, actually. I think he's better than Ludvig, and I'll tell you why. So, he's playing really good golf. He tied for 8th, Arnold Palmer, 9th, Cadillac Championship at Trump Doral, and runner-up at Truist. His form looks like it's back. Colonial fits veterans, right? Gives Fowler an advantage here. I just think this is a course where it just fits him. He's playing really well. 3 top 10s last 4 starts. Excellent at Colonial when he's played here. And like I said, it looks like his form is back. I feel like it's time that he finishes one here and gets a W. And like I said, it feels like Fowler is back, except, we always, every year, it's always Rickie Fowler. Can he get it done? He'll have a good outing, and then he'll shit the bed the next one, and all these ups and downs. And, for the past couple of years, because he struggled, and then last year, you could see the turnaround, and it carried over to this year. And, there's spots where, Rickie's back. No, shit the bed. But now it just feels like he's been consistent, is putting that complete game together week in and week out. So it feels like, all right, yeah, Rickie's back, but this time his numbers actually support it, right? Going into this tournament. And he's done well here when he's played. So I do like Fowler. I did take Fowler as an outright. Probably take a dark horse as well for an outright, and then start getting into first round leaders and top 5 and top 10s and all that. But Fowler is a big one here. So he's, I do like him this week. If you're thinking about taking somebody as an outright, or maybe you want to wait and see how it starts out and then do some live betting. But I do like Fowler here. I think he's going to be right there all week. And, yeah, I think Rickie has a good shot. I think him and Justin Thomas, just looking at these leaders here, I think those two stick out. And we'll go through some of these others that I kind of put a little asterisk by. But Fowler is on the card, and the official card will be posted later tonight or tomorrow morning before the tee times start. So you can check that out at OTH Sports Pod. And if you like those, tail it or go against it, whatever. But Fowler has definitely made the card. Another name, Alex Smalley. This could be a breakout week for Alex Smalley. Did well at Aronimink. He was in the final grouping at Aronimink. 6 straight top 25s for Alex, and 2 runner-ups of late. So, he went to this random name to a legitimate threat in the past month, and I think people started to wake up and realize who Alex Smalley was after his great outing, PGA Championship. Would have been nice for him to bring it home, but just couldn't get it done. But again, like Fowler and Justin Thomas and Smalley, these guys are patient, and those guys that were, now Fowler wasn't there, but like Justin Thomas and Alex Smalley and the guys that were in the final, I say top 10 at Aronimink, they just took what the course was giving them and didn't try to outmaneuver or outperform the course or overpower it. And that's why I think, Thomas and Smalley, I think they're going to be in contention there. JJ Spawn is another one. Elite with his greens and regulation. Elite tee to green. This course fits him very well, and he does. I mean, if you look at Oakmont when he won the U.S. Open. Oakmont is a hell of a course. It's a tough track, and on these difficult courses, he seems to have it locked in as a specialist on these difficult courses. So JJ Spawn, best number right now, plus 3,100 at DraftKings, and yeah, he's another one. He might make the card, but I don't know. It's his number with Fowler. I already have Fowler, so I mean, numbers right there with Fowler. I'll take somebody as a long shot and see. Another, look at Ben Griffin, your defending champion, right there, almost plus 3,200. There's your number on Smalley, plus 34. Hideki, I don't know. The course fits him with how he plays, and great iron player, but yeah, he's just been so up and down. And let's talk about Harry Hall. So we talk about first round leaders. Those are tough to predict too. It's tough taking an outright winner and cashing, even though we got lucky a couple weeks ago when Cam Young won at the Cadillac Championship and trumped the Row, but it's so hard. I got a better chance by fucking getting struck by lightning than probably hitting another outright winner. It might be another year until I hit an outright winner, but it's tough. First round leader, probably just as tough, maybe not as tough, but Harry Hall is interesting when I looked at his profile and how he fits this. Could potentially be first round leader. He did tie for third and sixth the past outings at Colonial. Early round history, he's strong, and he's an aggressive scorer. It's just a lot of times he's not there at the end. But if you like Harry Hall as your winner, plus 4,100, looking at rounds, top 5 to end round 1. Let's see, Harry Hall, one of the top 5, plus 1,200. Let's see what kind of round props they got. I mean, you can even play scores. Now, again, this is, you might have, depending on what book you're using, you might have more props than are listed here on Pikkit, but I'm just kind of showing you because everything's all in one place here instead of bouncing around from book to book. But, you can look at Harry Hall round 1 score. You play over or under 68.5. That's an interesting number. I do like playing some of these sometimes too, especially after Thursday. When you start getting the Friday, you can kind of see, especially when you look at the weather, you kind of see how the weather conditions are, things like that. Tee times matter too, and we'll rattle off a list of the tee times as far as who's going out and what groups. But Harry Hall, interesting there. Potential first round leader play with Harry Hall because, again, he does do well. He's aggressive, and early round history, he's right there, and then he just tails off. As far as long shots for winners, Ryan Gerard, his number, gotta keep scrolling here. It's here we go. Ryan Gerard, plus 6,800 for Gerard. Another elite ball striker. He's very accurate off the tee. As far as his proximity to greens, does very well there and made 6 straight cuts. Mac Meisner, SMU connection here. He's a local Texas guy. Finished 5th here previously. His scrambling's been great and strong greens in regulation. And there's Mac Meisner down at 73.50 on Profit X. Like I said, he might be another one as a long shot. Eric Cole, he could be a sneaky fit here. So he's all the way down here. Looking at the one here with Eric Cole, sneaky fit, elite short game for Eric, and very strong putting. Scrambling's great, and recently he's playing well. So Eric Cole, he might be another dark horse when I make that pick and go through that. Now, I talked about Bobby Mack and why I would fade him while others have him as a pretty high favorite here. I mean, if you're looking here, he's top 5 in favorites. Ludvig Russell Hanley, JT Fowler, and then there's Bobby Mack, a little over plus 3,000 for your outright. But here's why I'm fading him versus what these numbers are saying. Iron play is trending very, very poor. He loses strokes on his approach, and as we said, Colonial punishes poor approach shots and approach play here. So his iron game is trending down. Like I said, losing those strokes on his approach game here. So I feel like that number just doesn't add up. I don't like it. Maybe I'm wrong, but just looking at recent play, that number just I feel is way off. I'd fade him. He definitely is not making the card. And we said it's not about bombing drivers this week. And then birdie fest all day long. It's a patience test, and it's survival golf this week. So those are a couple player profiles kind of put together, but like I said, did take Fowler. Fowler did make the card, and there'll be some others on there as well. Another one that will most likely make the card is Gary Woodland. Another sneaky play. I don't know. Gary Woodland's always been a favorite of mine, and he's been playing well. Approach numbers have improved lately, and that elite iron play, it's going to matter. So Gary Woodland, he's probably going to make the card. He might make a couple. I've been taking him the past few weeks as an outright and top 5, top 10, maybe top 20. Didn't cash, but maybe even take him as maybe first round leader. I don't know, but I do like Gary Woodland as another potential option here to make the card. But we'll go through it and see who makes the cut. I'm just looking at a couple. Christian Bezuidenhout is another one I talked about on Monday on here, and Max Grazerman is another one that I do like. So again, final card will be out later tonight or tomorrow morning before tee times at OTH Sports Pod on X. All the plays will be listed there, so you can check it out there, and tail us or I don't know, do whatever you want with it. But we're transparent, and you can track us on Pikkit too, and see all that there. I'm not a tout service, not selling anything, just straight transparency and giving you what we think and doing the homework here for you, and putting it out there. So do with it what you wish for the Charles Schwab Classic. A couple things to note on weather. So rain. So you're going to get some rain here, which is going to obviously affect how these guys play. Temps will be upper 80s, low 90s. And as you get into late Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the winds are going to start to shift. So, the wet conditions are obviously going to soften the play of the course. But again, they're still going to get punished with bad golf. So even though wet conditions will soften things up a little bit, it's not going to change the strategy behind this course and how you need to play it. So we'll see what the weather does, how much rain, how soft the course gets. And then we talked a little bit about the bent grass greens. So this is the third straight week these guys are putting on bent grass greens. And 9 of the last 10 winners gained 5+ strokes on their putting here. So got a hot putter, you can absolutely be in contention on Sunday afternoon here at Colonial. Again, we talked about it. A lot of these guys are going to try to overpower this course, and it's not going to work out too well for you here. You'll be packing your bags, and you'll be missing the cut. It's going to force you to think. We told you, physical and mental challenge here, especially with that horrible horseshoe. It's going to be tough. So even middle, we talked about the odds. We have them up here with Pikkit, and middle tier odds have typically dominated as well. So 7 of the last 10 winners came from the plus 2,500 to plus 7,000 range on the odd board. Again, this event has historically rewarded value instead of just the superstar names that are going out and trying to bomb it off the tee. So again, 7 of the last 10 winners at Colonial came from the odds range of plus 2,500 to plus 7,000. So keep that in mind as you're going through, as you're tracking our plays. Obviously, again, it's why we did the homework, and some of the numbers are in that category, right? Again, Fowler, Russell Henley, JT, Gary Woodland, Alex Smalley. These guys hit fairways. They're flushing their irons, and they avoid mistakes. And their putter gets hot. Now Fowler, his putter cost him at Aronimink. If he would have been, if he would have had better putting those 4 rounds at Aronimink, he would have definitely been in contention. So this is why I like Fowler. The rest of his game is fine. If he gets hot with his putter, or gets lucky, get a couple birdies, he's going to be right there. So those are the guys that we're watching, and see how it pans out. Again, full card at OTH Sports Pod before tee times tomorrow. It's not about making birdies this week. It's about survival golf, surviving mistakes. Colonial doesn't care how far you hit it. It's basically how you can think your way around the golf course here. And let me see. I can find, I want to see the tee times here, because I believe, let's take a look here. The pairings for tomorrow. So now these are, well, I'll give you Eastern time. But if you go to the PGA Tour site, they'll be listed in Central Time. So you're looking at 8:11 Central Eastern Time, 7:11 Central Time, 8:11 Eastern Time. Homa, let's see, he's going out. Actually, the first pairing is going to be Hardy and Blair and Thor Bjornsson. Those guys are going out at 8 Eastern. Let's see. Just looking here. Some notables. I'm not going to rattle off all these tee times. Like I said, Homa is at 7:11. Now you're going to get, these guys are going front and back, so alternating, right? So Homa is starting on the back. So just keep in mind, for those who don't know, if you're a novice bettor here, if you go to the PGA site, anything with a little asterisk means they started on the back, not the front. So that's why when you start looking at these times, you're like, how the fuck can like 6 guys tee off at 8 a.m.? Well, no, because they're going out in threes, and you're going to get a group of 3 on the front and a group of 3 in the back. Just keep that in mind. So, and that does matter too. It can matter, obviously, time of day and where they're starting. So now, again, we talked about the horrible horseshoe, which is holes 3, 4, and 5. To me, if you're starting on the back, you have an advantage, right? So if you have that shaky start on the front, and the first 2 holes you're shaky, and then you get into 3, 4, and 5, that can mean a lot there, right? So guys starting on the back, getting off on a shaky start, they can recover and start getting in a groove by the time they hit the front 9, and then it could be rolling and maybe get through par on 3, 4, and 5. Looking here, let's see. Keegan Bradley, he's starting the back, 7:44 tee time. Hideki Matsuyama, 7:55 tee time. He's starting the back. Bobby Max playing with Hideki, starting on the back. Alex Smalley, he's part of that pairing. He's starting on the back. So you got Matsuyama, Bobby Mack, and Alex Smalley, 7:55 tee time, starting on the back. JT, Justin Thomas, 8:06. No, these are Central. So 9:06 Eastern. He's starting on the back. It's Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, and Sunjay M. That's a good pairing. 9:06 Eastern, 8:06 Central. Scrolling down, let's see. Joel Damon sighting. Look at that. He's starting on the front. 12:51 Eastern time. So I get a Joel Damon sighting. Congratulations. He ain't gonna do shit. Rickie Fowler. Here we go. 1:13 Eastern. He's on the front. He's paired with Tom Hoagie. JJ Spawn, he's also starting on the front. 124. So JJ Spawn, this is another great group. JJ Spawn, Gary Woodland, and Ludvig Åberg. 124 tee time. Oh, Billy Horschel showing up for this one. He's also teeing off at 124. He's teeing off on the back. Akshay Bhatia is another one. He didn't make the cut of guys on my list, but I know reading it, some of these other golf boards and podcasts, Akshay Bhatia is on their card. Might not be a bad take a flyer on him. So Akshay Bhatia, Tony Finau going out together at 1:35 Eastern, along with Brant Snedeker. They're starting on the front. And Kashmir Keith Mitchell, 1:57 Eastern tee time. He's starting on the front. Let's see. See who some of these later guys are. That pretty much. I mean, the last grouping goes off at 2:30 Eastern time. But of the notables, those are the guys and their tee times and their pairings. Everything you look at the PGA website, and you can find all that shit there. I'm not gonna rattle off all these fucking tee times. But that about wraps it up for the Picks Lanes course overview for the Colonial course overview. Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial this week. We already told you the Pikkit play of the day. The Canadians money line tonight. I'm afraid to check and see what that score is. God. Let's see. That's awesome. 3-0 Carolina. Oh, fuck it. It's only end of the first period. A lot of time. Vegas was also down 3-0 in game 3 and had a 6% chance to win, and they came back. But Pikkit play a day, not looking so good, but whatever. We're still 5-2 since partnering with Pikkit. So, but before we get to off the rails, we'll go through a quick NBA update and get you caught up on some NHL stuff. So NBA, obviously, Knicks punched the ticket to the NBA Finals. They now get to wait 8 days to see who they're going to play. The lifeless Cleveland Cavaliers, thank God, are fucking gone. No effort. Hopefully the James Harden experiment is over. Hopefully that guy just rides off in the sunset and fucking retires. Can't stand James Harden. Cavs just flat out sucked. Yeah, I'm bitter because they beat the Pistons. They didn't beat the Pistons. The Pistons gave the series away. And that's what we're going to call it, because the Cavs are not the better team. The Pistons still won't beat the Knicks. The Knicks are playing outstanding basketball. A couple stats here for the Knicks, which is crazy. So the Knicks set a record the other night. 130 points scored in game 4, just completely blew the doors off Cleveland. This is the most points scored by a team without a single 20-point score. I said it here on Monday when that was the Pikkit play of the day. I was scared to go with the public, but you can't bet against the Knicks. You just can't. Still scare me a little bit less, but again, I mean, they're just playing a great brand of basketball right now. And I said they're 8-9 deep and can beat you. And that just shows right there. It's about the team and not the stars and the name on the back of the jersey. They're playing together as a team, and it shows. They're just blowing the doors off people. 130 points, and you didn't even have a 20-point scorer. Now, what also is interesting is throughout this winning streak, the 10-game winning streak, I guess, what is it, 11 now? The Yankees never had one. The Nets never had one. Of course they didn't, because they suck. The Mets never had one. Of course, they suck too. They would never have one. Islanders, yeah, they blow. Rangers, yeah, they suck. Well, actually, they had some good teams. So the most in the Sabres, well, Buffalo always shits the bed in football and hockey, and it's always a loser. It's just a loser city up there in Buffalo. So not shocking. What's shocking is the Yankees never had a 10-game playoff win streak with those teams with Jeter and Jorge and Pettit, Bernie. It's shocking. So the Knicks are just doing something unprecedented. That city is going to that's going to turn into Gotham if they win. That could probably be the best thing that happens for New York City is if the Knicks win and the Knicks fans just burn the fucking thing down. The place is already a cesspool with what's going on there. So hopefully the Knicks win the whole thing and just burn the city down and start all over. But Knicks are on a historic roll throughout the playoffs, and they're going to be off 8 days and waiting in the wings to see who gets through the Spurs, Cavs, the Spurs OKC series. And let me tell you, this fucking series. Thunder last night beating the Spurs 127-114. They're now up 3-2. And yeah, the fucking NBA, I talked about it, put my tinfoil hat on, and the more some of this shit happens, the more I think this shit is scripted, or the NBA is behind this shit. Or like Tim Donaghy with the betting scandal with the refs, there's more refs in on this shit. Because the fucking NBA store, and this was up for hours, and the screenshot there, it says finals-bound teams, the Knicks and the Thunder. And this was the day after Spurs mopped up Oklahoma City, and the NBA store has that listed there. Not shocking that the NBA store is run by fanatics, and the quality of the shit doesn't meet the price you pay. Fanatics is just ruining these stores with the quality of the fucking merchandise. I can get on another Fanatics rant later. That's not the time or place. But anyway, it's not shocking that they put that shit up there. So now you have the Thunder up 3-2. It's going back to San Antonio. Now, what's interesting here is the market moved before this game even tipped. So it moved hard toward the Spurs before tip. Spurs opened at plus 5.5, and it went down to plus 3.5 before right before tip, and it's where it closed around plus 3.5. So a lot of sharp money came in all day long on the Spurs. I don't know. Is there shit scripted? I don't know. The fucking NBA store has the two teams listed there. You tell me. I don't know. Put my fucking tinfoil hat on. But we'll see. Knicks waiting in the wings for 8 days. Now, Jalen Williams, there was a lot of uncertainty around Jalen Williams, who didn't play. It didn't really fucking matter. SGA, again, after coming off a shitty game where they got absolutely hammered. What did he have? 30. He had 32 and 9 assists. And again, the casual fan now is starting to see, because they're listen, throughout the season, unless you're an OKC fan, you're not really. I mean, the public eye really isn't on OKC unless you're betting NBA or you like the NBA. You're just a basketball fan. But the public eye and the casual fan is not paying attention to Oklahoma City. So, all season long we've been screaming the flopping, the getting the whistle and everything. Well, now everybody's starting to see it. This fucking guy, 17 times he went to the foul line. 17 times he went to the line last night. And then you had social media absolutely on fire, lighting it up. I mean, just exploding over the officiating. And now the casual fans are starting to see the flopping and these fucking, the whistle hunting that's going on, and how this team is getting these calls. The league has got to address this. And if Adam Silver doesn't address this, he's a fucking clown. He already got clown in the week once. He might get it again. But this is just, I mean, some of the calls are legit, but some of them, they're getting the whistle. I get it. Certain players, Wemby was at the line 12 times. But again, I expect him to go to the line. He's a big man. He's down low. The thing is, this OKC team's been getting the whistle all year. But So now the public and casual fans are starting to chatter more because they're starting to see it, and it's pretty apparent what's happening. Um, Alex Caruso, he's probably the MVP in my mind of this series. Not SGA. The dude's just all over the place. He's scrappy, making plays. Hartenstein's also, again, putting him on Wemby was effective again last night. Wemby just looked tired, and OKC. This is the key to this series. And when I saw this, I was floored. Um, OKC's bench, they are averaging 51.4 points per game in this series. I mean, the depth of that team has completely changed this matchup, right? 51.4 points per game, OKC bench. That's your average in this series. That is the key to this whole thing. And that's an outrageous number. But again, last night, Hartenstein's 12 and 15. Caruso, McCain combined for 42. How fucking dumb did the Sixers look for getting rid of McCain? What a fucking joke that franchise is. And Holmgren had 16 and 11. Chet Holmgren, he should ship him off somewhere. He's not a fit. They should make a play for Giannis. But Holmgren does okay in spots, but he's not cutting it. But Alex Caruso, in my mind, is the MVP of this series here. And it just comes down to one thing. If OKC can hit threes, they went 14 to 32 from deep yesterday, and they also won the rebounding battle 48 to 41. But again, it's 3-point shots, but the bench is key. 51.4 point per game average throughout the series for the bench. San Antonio, they are just them selling out to stop SGA. They're saying somebody else beat us. Well, the bench is beating you, and if they're hitting threes, they're getting beat. So now, tomorrow night, Game 6 back in San Antonio, and right now, Spurs are laying 3 in the hook. Now, Jalen Williams returns. You get another all NBA caliber wing back in the series where OKC now has won 3 of the last 4 in San Antonio. So, again, does Jalen Williams play? We'll see. So Game 6 tomorrow night. Right now, the early number, Spurs laying 3 in the hook for Game 6 tomorrow in San Antonio. And as far as the hypothetical NBA Finals lines published by DraftKings, the Knicks +6 in the hook at Oklahoma City. It would start there. And then you get, if it's the Spurs, and Knicks would be getting 4.5 at San Antonio. So books still aren't trusting the Knicks. I still get plus money on the Knicks here and getting points. I said the other day, the Knicks, if I was a Knicks fan, I'd want to play Oklahoma City here. I think the Knicks are better, now, again, the bench play you're getting from the Thunder is outstanding. Do you get it again in the finals if they get there? Don't know. But as a Knicks fan, I'd much rather face this Oklahoma City team, even with that deep bench, than going into a series with Wemby. Now, I said he looked tired last night. Hartenstein had his number again. But still, it's Wemby's Wemby, right? And it's only 22 years old. But this Knicks team is playing so good. He's just a problem for everybody. I'd much rather, as a Knicks fan, I'm not a Knicks fan, but if I was a Knicks fan, I'd much rather see them play Oklahoma City. The better series would be Knicks Spurs in my mind, just because of Wemby. But there are your opening lines from DraftKings. If the Knicks would play OKC right now, they'd be getting 6.5, and if they play the Spurs, they'd be getting 4.5. So Yeah, they'll be waiting. Final start June 3rd, regardless. When this series wraps up. If the Thunder get it done tomorrow, still starts on June 3rd. If it goes Game 7, still starts on June 3rd. Doesn't matter. Final start June 3rd. Knicks are waiting to see who they play, and let's get to the ice real quick. And Vegas Golden Knights advance. I mean, Colorado is lifeless. Shocked me, but this Golden Knights team headed back to the Stanley Cup Finals for the third time in 9 years. They've existed as a franchise for 9 years. They've been there 3 times and won one. So 1-1 in Stanley Cup Finals. This will be the third one. Golden Knights coming out victorious in that series, and shocker. Colorado was the best team all year long, and that team, the best regular season record, entered a heavy favorite to win the cup. And Vegas, so we said it the other day, they are right now starting to gel, and you're starting to see what this team should have been and could have been all year long. Doesn't matter. They're playing their best hockey right now, and I don't even think we've seen their best hockey yet. Now, last night, the Pikkit play of the day for last night, I took the over 5.5 goals. I thought you get a little bit more effort from Colorado. That didn't happen. I should have just stuck with my gut and took Vegas money line, but it's hard to sweep. I was more confident the Knicks sweeping the Cavs than I was Vegas, and not because didn't think Vegas could do it. I just thought Colorado would show a little bit more life, and they didn't. But Vegas nonetheless gets it done, and they sweep the Avalanche last night. They're just one of these teams that they don't give up, they don't quit. They just grind it out, and this Golden Knights team is looking really good, and they're starting to peak at the right time. And then Tortorella. I mean, if any team was going to do this, making this move, it's Vegas, just because of franchises, in their infancy stages, and they already have a championship, and they're headed back to their third. It's amazing. I've kind of softened a little bit on Tortorella. His style, he reminds me of, and people here might not even remember. I'm showing my age here. Doug Collins coached the Bulls before Phil Jackson came along. Doug Collins was a great coach. He just wore teams out and just wore people out. He was just that intense. He just pushed guys, and he's one of those coaches you can only take for so long, but he got a lot out of his players and was successful in every stop that he went, right? But he just wore out his welcome. After a couple of years, like, I just can't take this fucking guy. Kind of reminds me of Tortorella. Where's out his welcome, journeyman, but he's won. I mean, you can't deny it. It's just, and he is entertaining in his press conferences. But again, Vegas, when they made the move, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? You fired Bruce Cassidy, who won you the cup in 2023. And then, 8 games left in the regular season. You're like, see you later. You're fired. And then hired Tortorella. And I was like, what are they doing? But it proved out to be the right move. He's 18-4-1 since he came on board. And he handled it well. When he came on board, I liked his approach. And he basically said, this team's full of winners and veterans who know how to win. And I'm just here to guide them through the process. And whatever he's doing, it's working. I don't know. He's getting these guys to gel and to play. I don't know. I don't know what he's, because he wasn't, I thought he would come in and shake things up, and his presser when he got hired, and he said he's just going to pretty much guide this team and not try to mess with it too much. And, again, it's kind of what he's doing. nobody thought he'd be here, and a crazy move. But Vegas management, they should get the praises too for that move. That's a bold move. That's bold. 8 games left in the regular season, and you fire a guy who won you a Stanley Cup. And now they're 4 wins from another one. But Tortorella, 18-4-1 since coming on board in Vegas. Yeah, that's just. And the other story here that I'm surprised there's not more. Maybe there is out in Vegas, but the Carter Hart story is another one that maybe it'll start to get some light now that they're in the finals. But, Carter Hart, obviously came up the Flyers. So being here outside the Philadelphia area, people are familiar with him. But not many people are familiar with the sexual assault scandal that him and I think it was 4 other hockey players were accused of, and then were found not guilty of that. But Carter Hart, Flyers didn't bring him back because of the sexual assault scandal, and he has now found a home, signed in October. I think it was the end of October with Vegas, and spent some time. Basically, went from hockey exile to becoming one of the biggest reasons that the Golden Knights are in the Cup, in Stanley Cup. It's just an amazing story where he's just went from this great prospect with the Flyers to sexual assault scandal, to then being exiled pretty much from the game, and then signs with them end of October, went through minor league system a little bit, and then, is now an impact. I mean, he's 12-4 in the playoffs, almost a 93% save rate. I mean, the kid's money between the pipes. But the story is just crazy. Looking back at that who'd have thought Carter Hart would be making an impact with his team? But it's his play, still a young kid, and it's a big part of why this team is there. Like I said, I'm just shocked that there's not more storyline about that, just because of that the Canada hockey scandal. I mean, public scrutiny everywhere. The other guys who were involved, as far as I know, none of them are back in the league. Carter Hart's the only one who's in the league, and he signed him for a two-year, $4 million deal after he was acquitted by the NHL. But again, 2 big moves. Vegas management rolling the dice on Tortorella after they fired their Stanley Cup winning coach, Bruce Cassidy. And again, rolling the dice on Carter Hart after a lot of public scrutiny for the Canada hockey scandal, the sexual assault charges. He was acquitted, but again, there's still a lot of public scrutiny around that. So rolling the dice on the coach and a goalie. And so far it's working. And I guess they figure, hey, you know what? If Tortorella's flame burns out after a couple of years, you got you a cup, right? I mean, does it really matter? But yeah, the Carter Hart story is one that I'm shocked is not getting a lot of press. And even to Mitch Marner, he kind of basically got run out of Toronto, accused of, not, running away from big game situations and whatnot. But Mitch Marner, here's another one who's turned it around of late, and 21 points in 16 playoff games, and he's the playoffs leading scorer. So you got Carter Hart, a redemption story, Tortorella finding another place to call home for however long, and then Mitch Marner playing the best hockey of his career and the playoff scoring leader this season. So, I mean, the management, they're running this team. Enough can't be said of how great they are running this team and the moves they're making. Some bold moves, rolling the dice, but hey, it's working. So, again, we'll see if Vegas can continue this impressive run throughout this. And I don't think we've seen the best from this Vegas team. I think they're just starting to gel. And I think whoever you get here, whether it's Carolina or Montreal, Carolina probably give them a better matchup. I think they just run right through the Canadians. Even though the team's young, it can be fast. But Carolina gives them a little bit better matchup. I still think Vegas wins this thing. Not really sure how many games it goes. I'm not a fucking hockey handicapper. I love watching it, but I do think Vegas, no matter who they play, I think they win the Stanley Cup. This team's just too good. They're just on a roll. These first timers, Marner, Carter Hart, Hurdle, Rasmus Anderson. A lot of these guys are first timers getting the Stanley Cup. So looking at the roster, basically like a fantasy hockey roster that is actually producing and getting them to the Cup. So that means a lot too. A lot of these first timers getting the Stanley Cup, they want it more. And they're playing their ass off. So, we'll see what happens with the Knights and who they play. Still 3-0 Carolina halfway through the second period. So the Pikkit play of the day, which I took Canadians money line, it looks like that might be a big fat loser tonight. So we might drop to 5-3 with the Pikkit plays of the day. Nonetheless, we're still above the Mendoza line, still making money on the Pikkit plays of the day. But I got to turn it around tomorrow because tonight looks like a big old loss. One thing to note here. The Tommy trend of the day. So since the Knights just swept Colorado, the President's Trophy winner curse is still alive and kicking. It has now been 13 years since a President's Trophy winner has advanced to the Stanley Cup final. And the last team to do it was the Chicago Blackhawks, the last team to be the President's Trophy winner and best regular season team in hockey. And they're the last ones to be the best regular season team in hockey and get to the Stanley Cup finals. So it's now been 13 years since that's happened. So, that streak continues for another year. So it's now 13 years since the President's Trophy winner has advanced to the Stanley Cup final. That is your Tommy trend of the day. So see if that holds true next year, but it's a pretty good streak going there. That might be something if some book has it next year. I'm taking the President's Trophy winner to not go to the Stanley Cup because it's now 13 years running for that. So, streak continues for that. I already gave you the Pikkit play of the day. Shit the bed. Tomorrow's another day. We'll try again tomorrow because I don't see Montreal getting this done. There's now about 7 minutes left, second period, still losing 3-0. So Pikkit play a day. Shit the bed. But before we get out of here, a little bit of a long one, but mostly golf and talked a little bit more hockey than I thought. But before we get out of here, we'll go through our new segment here, Off the Rails. And this is basically where sports, internet, gambling, Twitter, and complete chaos all collide. Sometimes it's hilarious, sometimes it's insane, and sometimes it's actually wholesome. Either way, we are now officially off the rails. Think I got the screen share figured out. So we'll see if we can do this rapid fire, and then we'll get more queued up for tomorrow or Friday or whenever we're back here. We'll definitely be back Friday. Not sure on tomorrow, but if we are, we'll let you know. But this is a new segment. We'll be doing this every show. And again, it's just the crazy shit we see on the internet. And like I said, it could be hilarious. It could be literally insane. And it might be wholesome. And if you got anything, we love wholesome dog stuff. So if you got anything, send it to us at OTH Sports Pod on right here on YouTube or on Twitter or X, fuck you want to call it. So we'll just go through it and we'll go off the rails. If the screen share works, this is going to be more rapid fire than what it was on Monday. So let's see if we can do off the rails rapid fire edition here and see if this might actually be working here. Let's fire this thing up. We need a fucking producer. If anybody, we have no budget for one, but I got some merch coming and some stickers. So if you like clicking buttons and want to do this, just hit us up. We need a fucking producer. Clicking too many fucking buttons here. But anyway, we're now officially off the rails. Here we go. This is this is fucking nuts. So this guy, I believe this is in Florida. Well, we'll just fucking play it. This guy decides he's going to take his riding mower and put a canopy on top. This is redneck lawn mowing at its best. It's redneck yacht. Going right through the HOA waters and sipping the adult beverage. I'm sure the fucking neighbors love this. One man parade. They say at 5 miles an hour. This guy. It is Florida. This guy's a fucking genius. I mean, it's hot as fucking Florida. So, yeah, it's great. All right. Enough fucking lawn mowing. Good on that guy. All right. The next one. Now, this one pissed me off a little bit. And this actually, I might be making some phone calls. I did verify it is true. So the Tulsa Drillers, they are a AA affiliate of my Dodgers. They are planning to suspend their bat dog program after their former first-round pick, Kendall George, suffered a patellar injury jumping out of the way of a bat dog. Well, who gives a fuck? It's your own fault. I don't care if you're the number one pick. I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't suspend the bat dog program. It's a fucking accident. Bring the dogs back. You might be getting an email, a phone call, both from me, the Tulsa Drillers. I still love my Dodgers, but you know what? I petitioned the Dodgers to disassociate themselves from the Tulsa Drillers and just pull the fucking AA affiliate and go somewhere else. Fuck you, Tulsa. And bring this program back, or you will be Clown of the Week on Friday. So we better see this reinstated soon. So fuck you, Tulsa Drillers. Here we go. We talked about it. Knicks fans, this could be the best thing to happen if the Knicks do win the finals, because the fans will absolutely burn the fucking city down and it'll get cleaned up. And this might be the cleanest the New York City sidewalk has been in fucking months. You got the trash guy out there sweeping the sidewalk after he just wiped up the fucking calves with that broom. So there you go, Knicks. Burn it to the fucking ground. And this is not an AI video. This guy, we all know about Scotty Scheffler getting arrested a couple of years ago at the PGA Championship. This is Scheffler at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson last week. A fan got arrested for some dumb shit. Don't know why, but Scheffler was on the green putting while this guy was being held down by an officer. So there you have it. Oh, God. The fucking irony of that happening. And then this fucking clown, this guy could not handle Vegas. Shit himself, pissed himself, not even part of that hotel, but snoring in the hallway. Yeah, what a fucking disaster. Yeah, this is what happens. Vegas eats you up. Can't handle it there, pal. Fucking disaster. And more Knicks news. So allegedly, we got the Knicks ticket prices here. That's not it. Let me get rid of some of these fucking tabs. See, we need a fucking producer. So right now, the Knicks prices are through the roof. This is, I believe, StubHub. So this is the Knicks finals ticket. Selling for over $1 million, about $1.1 million. These are courtside seats. Let's see. So they're right here. This would be, it says June 16th, and this is not even, it looks like if that's the seat view, it's not, it looks like it's a couple rows back. $1.1 million for Knicks. You got to be absolutely fucking insane if you're spending that type of money. That's absolutely insane. Spend that. No words. I mean, right here, Oklahoma City, you can get that nice house for a cool $1.1 million. That's a better investment than fucking Knicks tickets. Now again, Knicks haven't been there since '99. That's way too much fucking money. I don't care how much fuck you money you have. That's too much money. But yeah, people are spending it. And I believe no matter if it's OKC or if it's San Antonio, Knicks fans will travel well because it's a hell of a lot cheaper to get a ticket in one of those cities than it is in New York. So Knicks fans will travel well. Now, this is interesting. This is more of a behind the scenes kind of look. So NBC uses 40 cameras for one playoff game. So when the director says, ISO SGA or ISO Wemby or ISO Brunson, whoever, they got a few seconds to find him, and they have a little cheat sheet hung up there with the headshots, and because they only have a few seconds to zoom in and get it done. So 40 cameras for one NBA game. That's amazing. I mean, guy's got to be on his game to make that happen. You don't got too much time if they're chirping at you. But 40 cameras. I did not know there's that many cameras. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's not really anything chaotic, but some shit that you don't see every day. But this one. Most people have probably already seen this. But let's look at how Philadelphia Philly Bryce Harper brushes his teeth. And this is diabolical. This is nuts. Squirts the toothpaste in his mouth. What the fuck, dude? Also, another thing on the West Coast. Like, dude, that's just so fucking bizarre. And good on the San Diego Padres for picking up on that. So Phillies were, I think they wrapped up their series against San Diego. They were up 3-0, so it was the top of the ninth before we started. But good on the Padres here for picking up on that and having this at the ballpark the other night. Video board here, they have Bryce Harper fact. It says squirts toothpaste into his mouth. Good on them for picking up on that. Whoever that is, there's probably some intern who picked that up. But good on the dads out there in San Diego for picking up on the strange way Bryce Harper brushes his teeth. And just saw this. If you have not seen Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube, are you even fucking on planet Earth? That is one of the best movies that is ever made on such a low budget. I could probably recite every line in that fucking movie. Now, this is allegedly confirmed that last Friday is finally going to happen. We'll see. But Ice Cube and Mike Epps confirmed that it is in development with Warner Brothers and filming set for later this year. We're finally going to get last Friday. It's too bad the old man, Pops, won't be around for this one. John Witherspoon passing away. But should have done this a long. This is a long time coming. So finally getting last Friday, and can't wait for that. And if you haven't seen Friday, I don't even know how that's even possible. But yeah, last Friday apparently going to happen. And we'll end on another feel good note because we love dogs, and why not end on a feel good note? A better feel good note. Feeling good about last Friday. Wish John Witherspoon would be here to be part of the movie, but nonetheless, we'll get it. And we also have a look. I believe it was Bring the Pup to the Park night at Camden Yards tonight. So this was from Camden Yards. I guess they call it Bark in the Park. I like Pup in the Park or whatever. But gotta love the end on a feel good note with pups. So these were the dogs in the park tonight at Camden Yards. I'm waiting for my dogs to start barking if they hear this. You gotta love it. People bring their dogs out. Surprised they're actually letting them in the seats. Sometimes it's just like a general area, but good on Camden Yards for letting people put the dog right in the seat. That's great. That's great. Got to end it on a feel good note with the pups. If you got anything for Off the Rails, the segment's sticking around. Got a little bit more rapid fire than last time. We got the screen share finally figured out, but that'll about do it for Off the Rails here. That'll end it on the note with the dogs for pups in the park or barks in the park or whatever they called it. But that ends Off the Rails. And next show, there'll be more gambling, Twitter nonsense, more internet chaos, more internet stupidity, and we'll actually look for more dog stuff because why not? Because we love them, and who doesn't love dogs? It's ended on a feel good note there. So that wraps it up for Off the Rails this week. And more either tomorrow or Friday. We're definitely back Friday for sure. Might be a little later show on Friday, but definitely back Friday, and we'll have more Off the Rails, more weird shit from the internet for sure. So again, thanks everyone for hanging out, and the Charles Schwab card for the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial this week, that will be up later tonight, tomorrow morning. Tea time start 8 a.m. Eastern time, 7 Central. The card will be posted at OTH Sports Pod on X or Twitter, whatever you're calling it. So this wraps it up for tonight, and you can catch the card out, like I said, later tonight or tomorrow. The Texas two-step rolling on this week at Colonial Country Club, and honestly, this feels like one of the best pure ball striker tests we see all year on the PGA Tour coming from Colonial. Should be a good one. Definitely will not be like last weekend. Even though it was bunched up, you're not going to get scoring. So at OTH Sports Pod on X, we'll post everything for the card there. And listen, if we helped you find a bet, stay off a bad one, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share the stream, click the bell button so you get the reminder when we're back here, because we're doing these a lot more. We're right in your face, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe every fucking day. But we're actually on here a lot more. We were just doing weekly, but ramping it up here now that we are powered by Pikkit, and we're doing the Pikkit play of the day. So make sure you like, subscribe, share the stream, comment, and ring the bell so you know when we're back on here. And again, powered by Pikkit. Keep tabs on your crew, your bets, lines all in one place with Pikkit. If you don't have it, you're betting blind and you're behind the 8-ball. Make sure you check out Pikkit and follow us, and put in code OTH when you set up your Pikkit account. There's a free version, there's a paid version. Do that as you will, but code OTH when you set it up, and look forward to hanging out with you on Pikkit, and follow us there. And everybody hanging out tonight, appreciate you. And my boys are probably ready to go for another walk. So this is another one from Tee to Green here on Off the Hook Sports. Tommy Trends hanging out with you here tonight. So it's been a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow, Friday for sure. And let's cash some of these tickets this week at Colonial, the Charles Schwab Challenge. See if we can cash some of those. And we'll be back again tomorrow for sure with a Pikkit play of the day at OTH Sports Pod on X. That'll be posted there. Most likely be an NBA game for tomorrow. So we'll catch up with you then. Let's cash some of these tickets. And we'll see you guys at the window. I don't want to.